Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday indeed, February 28th. And as we sit here, Tesla up 6 point... Oh, let me put my Weeble up on screen. 6.24%. I hope everyone, by the way, is doing well, doing safe. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. And, I didn't know if I was going to go live, but this move kind of warrants an impromptu live stream. By the way, let me know in the chat if I'm coming in clear. Tesla bot, Justin... Jop XXL, awesome. Just candidly speaking for a hot second, I've been having a hard time really diving full blast into like cheering for my portfolio over my stocks, considering the imminent threat of what's happening in the world. Just it's ominous times, and perhaps I'm I don't think I'm overdoing it, but perhaps I'm feeling it a little bit too much. But I'm just really praying for kind of world peace coming in here. So, but. Really, I had to go live regardless of that because we do have news stories to talk about. I do have CNBC pulled up here in case they come out. And so we'll do that. Awesome. Richard, how's it going? Mr. S, audio says clear. Okay, perfect. Stefan, Jaybird, DJ, Sam, Gonzalo, Gio, Tesla. Awesome. We got the Juju gang in the house. So unfortunate bit of news from me. I don't have any Jujus on hand today. I know I didn't expect to go live, so I don't have any oranges waiting around anywhere. So I have to hit the store up today, and perhaps if we do, maybe we'll have a better stream. Well, not that the stream's gonna suck. Trust me, it's not. Hopefully, but we'll have another one this week. Hit subscribe if it's your first time here. When's China numbers coming out? Well, we might get a leak. We may get a leak on the China numbers any day now if we haven't already. I don't think I've got an alert of that. But normally CPC numbers come out 7th or 8th of the month. So those are the official ones. Let me just pull up Tesla Shanghai, who does an awesome job kind of leaking these numbers on Twitter. And I don't think he's tweeted anything. Yeah, so maybe in the next couple of days. No, Juju, we might be at the top, says Justin. Julio, how's it going? 19 oranges in my house. Oh, one thing to watch out for. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the 1 minute chart. So we're up 6% on the day. Nice. Really good day. And I'm guessing this is on the backs of if you missed it and haven't watched, I have a video on it. Go watch my last video after the stream. But Giga Berlin reports are coming out from German news local sources, which judging by people's comments is a reputable, super awesome source to go by. And they're saying by Thursday or Friday of this week, Germany time or Germany day, that makes sense. They're looking to get approval. They're thinking Tesla is going to get approval for their permit this week. And so one thing I didn't highlight when I made that video, just because, it was a super fast video and stuff came out after, is that doesn't mean it's the grand opening day. Duh. So permit can come through, approval can happen, and then maybe, calibration of machines and kind of all this sort of stuff may take a week or two. Pardon me. And also on top of that, what's going on? Actually, maybe I'll pull up the tweet here. Sawyer tweeted this after the fact, after I made the video. But he also said, let me pull this up here so I don't belabor the point too much. By the way, Tony Saginato also gave us an upgrade today on Tesla stock. Let me just talk about the party aspect of this, though. One sec. Okay. So Sawyer says breaking. Okay, I signed up for the paper to get past the paywall. According to Tag Spiegel. Oh, man, you guys are going to hate me. I got to work on that pronunciation. There's going to be a big opening ceremony that's already being prepared. This official event at the plant in Grünheide, which Elon will fly in for, is currently scheduled for the 22nd of March 2022. I love how we have to put the year in there just to make it clear, right? However, fine tuning is still underway. It could still be for the 23rd. This is at least the date that Brandenburg's police have reportedly been preparing for so far in order to secure a larger event to start operations. So it looks like we're looking at the third week of March for grand opening party for Berlin, and we're looking at April 7th for Texas. By the way, let me know in the chat if you guys are coming in. if you guys are coming in for Austin for the party as well. Rich says, what do you think will be the actual Austin opening date? Well, I don't know. A lot of people have been hitting me with the argument that I think that makes sense of why not Tesla just wait till end of quarter to start production or start deliveries at the very least so they can start recognizing revenue and just have cleaner books for the quarter. That might sound good to an MBA. I'm not an MBA. I'm just saying that might sound good to an MBA, but I don't think Elon works that way. Elon wants to hit the ground running. I'm guessing it. I don't think Elon gives two craps about the books. So those are the two arguments I'm kind of trying to weigh. I'm guessing as soon as they can, they'll start. But it would be a lot cleaner if they started towards the end of the quarter. So, but the way that I look at it as well is that those are kind of our set dates to at least start by, if that makes sense. So, we may start earlier, but at the very least, we're probably going to start at those dates, at least reporting. So, Austin is a little bit funny because we got confirmation from Elon that it's going to be GigaFest, and Elon's referred to GigaFest in the past as a grand opening party, but we still haven't, just for the record, we have not got, to my knowledge at least, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, we haven't got an Austin certification of approval yet. So take that into consideration. Mr. Monk says, I got an extra Giga. I'm eating one for you. Do not worry. Appreciate that, Mr. Monk. Jupiter says, how do you see the weekly close looking? We're already talking about the weekly. Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, last week when we talked about this, and this is the weekly graph here, if you were in the live stream, we talked about how we did not want the 50-week moving average to be broken as we closed last week. So us closing above that, showing strength and rebounding up here, encouraging. One thing I'm going to just put out as a forewarning is and none of this is financial advice, of course, but just be careful chasing short-term options on a week where we see a big move like this. We've kind of seen this story with Tesla before, where Monday will be an extraordinary up or down day. People will chase premium short-term, only to have the rest of the week just kind of be average, flat. And I get it. There's a lot of macro events happening, so who knows how that'll pan out, and who knows if we continue to see follow through up here. But just be careful. Just be a little bit more careful. I'd say with chasing short-term premium. This is, by the way, the level I was talking about on Discord this morning. This is the level I was talking about for many weeks in terms of technical analysis, at least. That top red cloud that we're talking about, it was 920. Before then, it was 950. People, have been talking about it for a long time. Oh, it's 950, it's 950. 950 has changed to 920, and now 920 has changed to 870. I guess more precisely 872 at the moment. So us getting slapped off of this top red zone, this is the hourly chart, by the way. I have to zoom out a pretty far time away for us to actually have broken through that. And that last time was the January 12th. January 12th was the last time that we successfully broke through with conviction past our top EMA resistance. And this is TradingView, by the way, in case you're wondering. So we kind of punctured through a little bit today. High of day is 876, but closing through and continuing up, we have not seen. So Q's also down. Yeah, Mel, I could talk about macro actually for a second here. S&P down 1.3%. Q's down 1%. VIX up and over $31 again. We're getting some headlines before I just tuned on out of Russian foreign minister. So I'm guessing those are what's triggering the market here. But regardless, we're still seeing a 6% up move. So Police says, Yash, have you listened to Brian Wong on Good Soil? I have not yet. Speaking of Good Soil, though, I'm hoping to get Emmett on sometime this week. Sweden here. Hey, why don't you guys throw in the chat where you guys are tuning in from? City, state, country, whatever you guys feel comfortable sharing. Of course I'm going, says Emmanuel. Here we go. Richard says there's a Der Spiegel, which is big in Germany. Tag is day in German, so it's the Daily Spiegel, which is very reputable. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I saw that. Actually, one of our Discord Juju Gang members posted that yesterday, and I thought, whoa, this is huge news if it's true. So I went on Twitter to try to look for it, I did find someone that actually shared it right before me, but I didn't actually catch it. But it wasn't around. Like it was kind of surprising Sunday news for us. So okay, let's read some city state countries here. South Carolina, Toronto, Hamilton, Netherlands, Minnesota, I'm guessing, Tampa, Detroit, Greece, London, Malta. Wow. Fresno, California, Georgia. Thankfully, the state, says James. Stay safe out there, folks. Bay Area, Denmark, Irvine, Alaska. I said that weird. Alaska. Austin. There we go. Nate, I'm guessing going to the party. Anyone here have an invite already to GigaFest? Are those official yet? Like, have they been handing those out yet? Sweden, Stockholm, Antarctica. Oh, nice. Alcatraz, Calgary, Los Angeles, Hawaii, Denmark, Cleveland, New York, Sweden again. I love the Swedes. Swedes are awesome people. Northwest, as are many people, but I've never met a Swedish person that wasn't nice, at least in my experience. Northwest, London. There we go. South Carolina, Oklahoma. Raptor says, if the world has awoken because of a possible World War III, Tesla should be a big beneficiary. Going, I'm having a hard time. We talked about renewable tech and the ability to be energy independent and to rely on renewables is going to be the big thing. And it makes sense. And there were some people saying, oh, this is why the German authorities, are fast tracking this again. I don't think they work that way. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a little bit naive on the point. But I don't think their approval, apparently, which is coming by the end of this week. Again, I'm dousing a heavy grain of salt until we get official approval. But I don't think that has anything to do with what's happening. But it's a good step. It's a good step. Oregon, Plymouth, England, Cornwall, Finland. Alex says, do you think it makes sense for another Giga in US? I think it does on the East Coast for sure. Okay, I'm a little bit biased, but I really think putting a Giga in kind of the blue area, like right around Windsor, southern Ontario on the east side. Again, I'm biased because I'm Canadian, but the exchange rate is just too favorable, I think. And that's why you see a lot of tech companies coming into Canada. But I think the East, but here's the thing, Austin is such a behemoth and they can continue to expand that there's an argument to be made that you probably don't imminently need one on the East Coast right away. But yeah. Azerbaijan, oh man, okay, I'm going to, Azerbaijan. How did I pronounce? How's my pronunciation? Hopefully that was decent. I can hear it in my head, but when it comes out of my mouth, it's hard. Urch says, I'm not gleeful, but this oil disruption is good for Tesla. Exactly. That's kind of the way that I'm thinking about it. Is this is no way that I'd hope this would be a forcing mechanism of that sort of stuff for sure. Sugarland, Texas. There we go. Awesome. So 8:59. Let's talk about options, shall we? I've got CNBC pulled up here. You know what I was looking at? There's a Russian ETF, and it's down 27% today. It's called ERUS, ticker symbol ERUS. Never transacted in this ever, but today I was reading about it on Twitter. It's the iShares MSCI Russia ETF. And it's down 27%. I think it stopped trading actually. Or no, it is, but it's just very thin. The Russian ruble is taking a massive hit. And the Russian economy, the Russian stock market actually closed it today because, and actually I just read a report, they're closing it tomorrow as well to make sure that people are just not going to dump everything the minute it opens. I really feel for everyone. Of course, I feel, sympathy with all my Ukrainian friends out there and what's happening. It's just massively disgusting. And I also feel for, I was talking to some Russian, I have Russian friends and they're saying like everyone, it's just collateral damage, whether you agree, and they're saying very few people agree or disagree, everyone's caught in the mix here. And it seems like heels are being dug in further and further. I'm just really hoping these peace negotiations go somewhere. Maybe that's just wishful thinking, but yeah. It's just a mess all around. Yeah, Stefan, exactly. Interest rates in Russia went from like 9.5 to 20% overnight. Yeah, it's their economy is of course just it's and their economy is not that big to begin with. I think and it's very energy dependent, of course. So yeah. Paco, how's it going? Deep value territory. Alex says, I feel bad for their citizens. Yeah. Amongst, of course, I think, priority are people that are in danger, physical danger, of course. But yeah, you talk about Russian citizens that, don't agree with what's happening. And now they're just collateral damage as well. I think, yeah, it's, there's no lack of empathy here from me in this scenario with the amount of everything that's happening. Okay, let's see. I was going to talk about options. Let's pull up Trady Ticks here and let's see what they got going on. Oh, hold on. Got to sign in. 1 sec. If you want to try out Trady Ticks, affiliate link is in the description if you want to check them out. They have all the market data that you kind of need in terms of options, flow, dark pool data, open interest stuff, max pain. Not that I use max pain. In fact, I don't think it's the best on their platform. Heat maps, essentially anything that you need. Try them out. Okay, what I was going to do is going to check options order flow. Okay, so net premiums for the day for Tesla. It looks like there was a lot of call buying right around 11:30, 11:20, and then a mass amount of selling as well. So kind of cancel those out. I'm guessing there was some sort of macro event here. By the way, I'm looking at today's net premiums chart. Okay, so we'll take that into consideration. And the options graph for the multi-day is looking bearish at the moment with more of a 850, what is this? 820 kind of target on their options algo flow at the moment. And then we'll pull up their dark pools to see how that's going. By the way, for dark pool levels, we don't have our closest dark pool level. Let me pull up the hourly here. Yeah, our closest dark pool level is around 820 at the moment. So take that into consideration. And we're about $193 million of dark pool orders for the day. Okay. Actually, I just want to see what are the hottest options being traded on Tesla today. Let's just see here. They're usually on the bottom. Okay, here it is. So we got we got $47.51 million worth of 600 strike January 2023. Wow. Is that accurate? 47.51 million. Okay, that's pretty massive, but I'd also be a little bit cautious because it's only one order. I'm not sure how that is feasible. We had 132 orders. That's a lot. 132 orders for 900 strike. Expiring this week, is it? This week, okay. And we got 66 orders for 850. Interesting. So pretty good action there. In terms of puts, we have 800 strike, 49 orders. So, okay. So, I mean, more calls than puts, really, in terms of heaviness. Again, in this market, we talk about technicals, we can talk about options, but in this we're in a headline-driven market. Anything is going to change on a minute's notice, and understandably so. So, let's see here. Yeah, Kathy sold her Palantir. No, I'm not sure if she did that, but Kathy did say, I saw that she's liquidated out of all of her Palantir. Have we gotten word on why she did that? Palantir, by the way, up 1% today. I don't think we gotten a reason as to why. Obviously, something in her thesis has changed, but yeah. Pulses, any thoughts conceptually on of buying ARC puts as insurance on portfolios? Um, of course, can't give financial advice. Won't give, but I think the way to look at hedging portfolios is, you know, in general, just I think keep it more simple. Just try to weigh your portfolio by deltas, and there's a lot of good videos out there. Um, Maybe if you YouTube like Tasty Trade Delta Hedge or something, you'll pull up some stuff. I was watching this video. This was many moons back. That kind of shaped the way that you can look at hedging. Is that you can ticker weigh your portfolio to give you deltas. Meaning, if you have X amount of stocks, X percentage, you can add up all the deltas. But of course, that doesn't tell you the directional bias of your deltas unless you weigh it against something. So usually people will weigh their portfolios against SPY, which is the S&P 500, or the NASDAQ, QQQ, and they can weigh their deltas against a ticker, find how many deltas equal, or how many deltas are their portfolio equal to this X ticker, and then they could buy whatever they need to buy on that ticker to offset however much you want on your delta exposure there. So that's something to look at for delta weighing. To my knowledge, Thinkorswim, I haven't done this in a hot second, but Thinkorswim should have an area where you can delta weigh. Interactive Brokers does not. They only give you SPX delta, to my knowledge. And I think that's only on mobile as well. No, you can get it on desktop, but it's a little bit harder to find. Mobile is easy to find on Interactive Brokers. But check that out. Go on YouTube. I love Tasty Trade for options of delta. It sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, it is. By the way, look at me recommending you to go watch someone else's video. But yeah, no, I think they do awesome work, and I have no problem recommending other people's stuff. DJ says, hit the like button, fam. I appreciate that, DJ. Thank you. Be like DJ, hit the like. Hit subscribe too, by the way. Let's hit 19,000 subscribers soon. Martin says, Yash, any thoughts on Fed and interest rate hikes given fuel prices? So here's the thing with, here's my opinion on the Fed fund rate. I think the Fed is, of course, going to be a little bit more dovish than they were, because war decreases overall demand in the market. Not specifically, but overall. And so that has trickle down effects, because there's things like the money multiplier. A dollar spent here is not a dollar in totality for the markets. It's money multipliers, right? So dollar I spend is a dollar of someone's income, and then they borrow against that dollar, and then they spend some more. So blah, 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 blah. So I think, in my opinion, they're going to be a little bit more reserved and taking hard stances against inflation. In fact, we're kind of due for a CPI report in the next couple of weeks. And if that's even tame, I guess we'll see. But if that's tame and overall demand is up in the air, I don't see the Fed hiking rates past 25 basis points continually, or this year, let's say. Oh, well, hold on. I'm not saying they're not going to increase rates past 25 basis points this year, but what I'm saying is they're not going to go on their regular trajectory where they wanted to do 25, 25, 25, 25, like 6 times or something. People were pricing in. So I think there may very well be a pause or a reconsideration in that. So, Sanju, how's it going? Larry. So take that into consideration. I think they'll be a little more dovish. But is that okay? I'm just trying to weigh this. Like, let's just pause for a second. I had the kind of thought. In the last 2 years, there's been trillions of dollars printed and pumped into the markets. A massive amount of M2 levels, record exponential growth in money supply, right? Yet wages are flat, and people's overall financial situations are not X amount better than they were 2 years ago, understandably, because of the pandemic, of course. Yet we're talking about inflation being all-time high, in record years, like record decades, inflation being at decade highs. Where is all this money gone? And now we're talking about there's not enough demand out there. where has this money gone? There's been this massive amount of printing of money that's just landed, and a large portion of people's um, I want to say just I don't want to be too conspiratorial, but let's just look at the net. The average Joe, the average American, the average Canadian, um, it's you'll be hard pressed to find someone that's doing better. I mean, there was times during the pandemic when we thought we were going to reopen and everyone was feeling better, but where's all this money gone? And now we're talking about there's not enough demand, and we're talking about inflation and all the supply costs. So James, yeah, I mean real wages because yeah, nominal wages you could agree, and to be quite candid, I'm even just talking about like you talk about the lower income class of society, and you talk about minimum wage employees, talk about real wages on that, like those are not substantially up. In fact, with inflation, you can make the argument that they're weaker. So it's a gong show. This economy, it's a gong show. This economy, and it's working for the few. So I don't know. Just anyway, rant over. Simon says Tasty Trade is no doubt the best. I love Tasty Trade. If you don't know Tasty Trade, by the way, um, Tom Sosnoff was the guy who actually created the Thinkorswim software platform, and then he sold it to TD Ameritrade for hundreds of millions of dollars, or whatever. So I should get Tom Sosnoff on the channel. That'd be awesome. Been listening to him for years. 853 sitting on Tesla, which I know Marcus finds it amusing when I say sitting on Tesla. I don't know why I say that, but I do. I don't know. The price is sitting on the stock. I guess maybe the stock is sitting on that price. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. I'll just keep it how it is for now. Okay, NASDAQ down 1.19%. S&P down 1.5%. VIX continues to go up. Where is it here? VIX continues to go up $31.67. Let's pull up some headlines. Let's see what we got going on. There's no shortage of headlines in the market today, so let's just see what we got going on. Russian foreign minister says those supplying lethal weapons to Ukraine will bear responsibility should those weapons be used during Russia's military operation. Okay, so they're allowed to do it, but no one's allowed to supply them back to defend. Okay, GM has a new cruise CEO. Okay, Kyle Vogt. Yeah, guys, is there no one worse with names than I am? Sorry, Kyle. Kyle V is now the CEO of Cruise. Interesting. So some news there around Cruise. Did you guys catch that Dave Lee interview around Cruise talking about the nighttime robotaxis going around and all this sort of stuff? The 10-year yield is at 1.84%, the lowest since February 4th. Interesting. Okay. What else we got going on? Okay, breaking. Turkey blocks military ships, says minister. Marco Rubio says this is the right decision. Be aware if Russia vessels try to test the probability of a dangerous naval confrontation with NATO is very high. Okay. Well, great. Just nuts. As if like 2020 with the pandemic wasn't bad enough. Now we're in 2022, and we're talking about freaking World War. Just nuts. Gary, maybe lighten up the mood a little bit. Gary's tweeted, here's an updated summary of Tesla volumes. Perfect. I wanted to get into this. Tesla volumes, earnings, implied PEs to 2030. Love it. Gary says, look at 2025, 3 years out, which assumes 5.2. Wow, he's at 5.2 now. That's quite high. Even I was at, 4.5 to 5? He's at 5.2. Can one imagine Tesla selling at just 43 times next year's EPS or 19 times 2025 EPS with a 50% plus EPS growth? So here's a chart here. Sitting on Tesla's your trademark. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So here's an updated chart. Let's try and make it a little bit bigger. So 2022, Gary has, I'm cutting through some of this stuff here. Gary has 1.6 million cars being delivered this year. The street, by the way, if you're wondering, here's a Bloomberg screenshot. The street is sitting at 1.46, 1.456. Let's just say 1.5. So they're at 1.5 for this year. Gary's at 1.6. He's at a 52,000 average selling price for each car, a 28% gross margin, a 16.7% operating margin. I think he's low on this. We saw 18% operating margin ex Elon payroll tax. So I think 18% is probably justifiably so justifiable to keep on. But we'll keep it here because he is higher on ASP than I would be. So he has a just net income in billions for this year, 15.1. So that gives you an EPS of about $12.80, which is about an 89% EPS growth from last year. And street is at $10.56. $10.56. So some good math. Yeah, some handy dandy chart. Go follow Gary on Twitter. Gary's invite to the channel is still open, by the way, if you're watching. I tweeted at him a while ago to come on the channel. Got pretty good support, I'd say, but no, I don't think he's interested in coming on, or maybe he didn't see it. 2025, he's at 5.2 million cars delivered, an operating margin of 21.8%. I think they pushed that this year with the new factories, but we're splitting hairs. 5.2 at 21.8% with a $45 EPS in 2025. That is massive. A $45 EPS, Google type EPS, right? What's Google EPS? Or what was it last? Let's see what it was fiscal year last year. Does anyone know off top of their head? There it is. So it was. So their trailing 12 is okay. No, well, I'm cutting this, cutting them short a little bit. It's $112 EPS for Google. Imran says, isn't 2022 EPS a little bit low? $12.80. So this is the way I look at it. If here, maybe I can pull up the calculator here. Hold on. Okay, the way I kind of look at it is, Tesla EPS last quarter was 250. I think it was higher than that if you exclude. It was higher than that if you exclude Elon's payroll. But let's just take 250, and someone can correct me if it was higher ex payroll. But let's just annualize 250. That gets easy math to 10. And then all we do is we imply a 50% growth on EPS. We're already at 15. So you're right, Imran. It does seem a little bit low. Because again, economies of scale dictate that, variable costs are not going to rise, with each rung of scale production that Tesla hits. So 50% EPS on just what is annualized for fourth quarter is 15 already. So yeah, and again, what do you pay for a stock? Talk about Peter Lynch, right? Talks about, the PEG ratio. What do you want to pay for a stock that's growing EPS? Last year was 203% year over year, which, is a little bit of a fugazi because, when company starts actually giving EPS for the first time, you're talking about exponential growth. But, this year projected 90% EPS. Gary projects them 56 past that, 60, 40. And then the growth story is kind of up in the air because we want to see more factories come through and how things scale. But what would you pay for a stock that's growing 70%, 80% EPS year over year? So what, 70 or 80 PE, right? So Raptor says, James says $17 plus. $17 plus, yeah. And that's probably because, that $2.50 that I'm using is probably low. Maybe it's like 270 ex payroll. And that gets you already to 1620. So again, none of these numbers are set in stone. And again, they imply Tesla has to execute, and for sure. And we don't know what supply chain challenges can come as a result of what's happening here. But But Tesla is uniquely advantaged to operate in the market that we're in, and uniquely advantaged in the supply chain to kind of be Teflon Tesla, right? Teflon Tesla, TT. So yeah, I believe in Tesla's competitive advantage in this market, given how we saw Tesla continue to grow volumes in the midst of of the 2020 pandemic and the factory shortages or the factory shutdowns and the supply chain shortages. Tesla is literally Teflon Tesla. Let's see here. Oh, tax forms are available in Interactive Brokers now. Okay. Great. Gotta do tax too. Imran says, thanks, Yashu. Generally, 50% top line growth probably delivers more than 50% bottom line EPS. Exactly. Okay, rallying 860 here. Let's see here. Also, Paul says also need to account for FSD recognition as a one-off, but adjust historical reflect backing out or start baking that into future EPS. Yeah. So we talked about FSD. Oh, by the way, did I say that Canada is now officially in the beta program? Did I say that? Round of applause for our Canadian friends. But there's no FSD subscription, so your boy can't really get into the program as of right now. But for anyone that has the FSD package, go for it. Okay. Street consensus EPS is $2.24 for the next quarter, which is low. That is very low. That's very low. But that's gonna continually go up here, I think. Ahmad says Fugazi, you clearly aren't familiar with that term, or DC band. Fugazi to me in our social circle, maybe this is totally off base. Here, at least, it means kind of like a front or misleading. It's maybe a facade is maybe the best way to put it. So when I said Tesla EPS is 300% or whatever it was last year over 2020, I say that with respect to what, if EPS is a little bit genuinely low because it's only giving earnings for the first time, then of course you're going to see like 300% or something like that. but my bad if I offended anyone. I have FSD beta. What's that about FSD? STC, if you're Canadian, now you can get into the FSD beta program by requesting FSD beta. Stefan says a knockoff. Yeah. Or Larry says fake. Yeah. Yeah. And not to say Tesla EPS is fake, but that 300% is misleading in the respect that it's not going to be continually 300% year over year. Right. So Ahmad says, my bad, your pronunciation made me laugh. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah, my pronunciations are off base forever. I mean, that much you guys are welcome to make fun of me about. Is the report that Berlin approval is happening this weekend for real? Well, Leo, it seems like it is. But again, as with things Giga Berlin and Germany related, my cat attraction method is you leave it be, you sit on the porch on the rocking chair, and you let the cat come to you. Don't go running around the block chasing the cat to pet. So leaving it for now. All right. Much love. I didn't expect I was going to be on this long. 40 minutes. Here we go. But with Tesla at 8:57 and nothing really on CNBC that I don't think anyone here has already watched, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to probably have another video out this evening. So hit subscribe if you're new here for the first time and you like following Tesla. And I'll catch you guys this evening with another video. And then we'll probably do another impromptu live stream, given this week is probably due to be a crazy one regardless. And again, stay safe, stay healthy, prioritize what you can. And again, meditate, do whatever you need to do to calm yourself down in these turbulent times that we live in. So Larry says, don't stop saying sitting on Tesla. Okay, 8:58. Sitting on Tesla. There we go. Last one there. And hopefully Power Hour is a rocket one. just for the record, I'm gonna throw out, before you guys sign out, leave a comment as to your Tesla closing price guess, and I can come back and maybe look through the live chat, see if anyone got it on the dot later. Leave a guess before you go. For the record, what I am gonna say is I'm gonna pull up TradingView before I leave my educated guess. Let's see here. Okay, this is the hourly. I'm gonna guess Tesla closes at. I don't think there's a prize for today's guess, by the way, just because tracking this live chat down is going to be hard. I'm going to say Tesla closes at 863. That's my guess. I'll leave it at that. Who knows? Awesome. Hit the like, hit the subscribe on the way out, folks. Much love. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, spread some positivity out there. Be well, be safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Yash signing off. Peace.